Hey everyone, we're about to play our second match in a 5-match league with the Temur Superfriends deck. We did pretty well in match 1, but we still lost, but we, almost beat green-white tokens in game 1. We beat them in game 2, and in game 3 we did get stomped, but we were within drawing a card or two to at least maybe having a chance of winning, so being able to beat that high tier of a deck, even one game is good, and I think we really had a legitimate chance at 2 of 3, so... we'll see if we can actually win this next match, though. So I'll be back with you guys when I have an opponent. All right, we have an opponent. I would like to play first. And I like this hand. We can play turn 3 Thunderbreak Regent, which is pretty strong. We'll play Cinderglade turn 1. Actually, can we play? Let's see. I have to sequence my lands right to do it. I definitely need turn 2 Deathcap Cultivator to pull that off. I'd have to play Yavi. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can. So yeah, turn 1 Cinderglade tapped is right. Turn 2 Yavimaya Coast. Turn 3 Mountain Thunderbreak Regent. So okay, now we're against mono white humans, which is not an ideal matchup for us at all. But if we're fast enough, it might not matter. So so we play Deathcap. So we can play the Coast next turn, too, as well. We ended up drawing another basic, so that's good for... All right, that's sort of big. Do I block it? Oh, no, he's just going to flip it. What am I talking about? Okay, so now we play our big guy, I think. We'll play our Coast. The good news is they don't have a lot of ways of dealing with a Thunderbreak Regent. They have Declaration in Stone, and that's it. If he plays that, we're not going to be thrilled. And we can't really block Insided Rabble if he swings with it, because he can pump it and kill our guy, which is obviously a pretty sweet trade. He could also just play like another Thalia's Lieutenant right now, or something like that. Yeah, so we just take this. Take it all the way. Yeah, unfortunately, decks that really are effective at pressuring our planeswalkers, like mono-white humans, are not ideal matchups for us. They're definitely worse matchups, but... We do have Radiant Flames in the sideboard. We have it in the main board, too, so if we draw it right now, we'd be pretty happy, but that's messed up. Yeah, now it's not nearly as good. Yeah, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and use Jace's Oath of Jace. See what we can do. There's a Radiant Flames, which isn't terrible. So I think we hold on to that. We probably just discard these tapped lands. Although we need double blue, so we keep one of them, I guess. We'll keep the Coast. The Fumarole, I think, is what we keep. So yeah, we'll discard Lumbering Falls. Having another creature that can block is strangely relevant. So we can't give ourselves Delirium right here, right? That would be nice, but no, we can't. Because then he could trade for the Rabble. Okay. Yeah, I'll discard Forest too. And we can play Leaf Gilder, or we can play Oath of Nissa. I think I want to play the Oath. Arlen Cord, huh? How good are you right now? I guess you're pretty good. And now we just did our turn. Unfortunately for us. Can't really block the Rabble. Oh my god. Every time I play mono-white humans, it seems like they have as many of those as possible. He's probably got a 4th one in his hand. They don't even draw extra cards, but it's like always there's a Thalia's Lieutenant. Yeah, we're just gonna scoop. There's no point in continuing this nonsense. We have a chance against that deck, but not if they draw like that. We do have Radiant Flames, we do have Rending Volley in our sideboard, both of which are good against them. Oath of Chandra is not bad either. Some of our Planeswalkers, unfortunately, I think actually have to come out in this matchup. like one Sarkon. I mean, we just don't have as good of a game against them. Like our Thunder Breaks are going to be better most of the time. Probably just Kiora all the way. I mean, if I can stick Arlen Cord on like turn 3, yeah, that's pretty good. But I mean, we played a turn 3 Thunderbreak Regent there, and our opponent just went so wide we couldn't stop them, you know. So yeah, I think we leave the impulses in because they're still good in this matchup. And you can probably lose an Oath of Jace. It's a little clunky. We don't really want to be tapping out and not impacting the board that often against this opponent if we can help it. All right. Let's see if we can do this. I would like to play first. All right. Okay. I think we once again have a chance at a turn 3 Thunderbreak Regent. We also have Radiant Flames. So because of Radiant Flames, I may think about not playing. Let's play this Fumarole. My Deathcap Cultivator right away. We'll see. No, it's probably right too now, especially because we got. Oh no, we're not going to be able to do it though because Cinderglade comes into play tapped right now. Do we just play another Cinderglade? I mean, we can play the Forest, play Deathcap Cultivator, hope we draw red mana, and then we can play turn 3 Regent. I mean, the Cultivator can at least block something, but I'm probably going to end up Radiant Flamesing fairly early in this game, so I think I'm going to actually play my Lumbering Falls instead. See what our opponent does here. Like, we want a Radiant Flames before he really gets there on, like, 7 Thalia's Lieutenants and 4 Always Watchings, you know? Okay. Awesome. That was a good draw. I was like, man, I wish I could kill this thing, and we can. So we will. We don't really want that thing to hit us. Now I'll play Cinderglade. All right. So this is the kind of game we got to play against them. More of a, I mean, our deck is a control deck already, but now we want to be like very control decky. You know, we got to do what we can to make sure his board doesn't develop well. Keep things like this from happening, getting prowess, stuff like that. We'll play our Regent this turn, and then we probably are going to end up Radiant Flamesing next turn. I see it as fairly possible, at least, especially if my opponent here now plays, okay, Thalia's Lieutenant, of course. Whoever heard of a human deck not having at least one in their opening hand? Not me. It's like freaking Siege Rhino was. Well, another Regent. I'm not going to complain about that. So we're going to play our big Regent here. Now, we're going to be really mad if he plays another Thalia's Lieutenant here. And by we, I mean me, because then this knight is first strike, 4/4. We can't stop it. So let's just hope he doesn't have it. Always Watching's bad, too. So is well, Reflector Mage isn't amazing. We still have Radiant Flames, and we probably cast it now and then play Deathcap Cultivator. That's probably how we spend this turn. At least we make him take some damage. And we get a 3-for-1 here. Ooh, we're going to get well, let's say a 4.5 for 1. Let's go with that. We do take 6 in the meantime. So we go to 14, but then we Radiant Flames. He's down to 3 cards in his hand, but he does have a clue. Ow. To 14 we go. Hey, that'll be good later. So, green, blue. I should do this in a way that I can actually leave red up, except I'm going to tap out anyway, so never mind. Doesn't really matter. Green, blue, red, Radiant Flames. See you later, everybody. That's always nice. Player Cultivator in the turn. We have Rending Volley ready to go and 2 Regents, which, like I said, I think are our best bet at winning against this deck. I mean, our Planeswalkers would definitely help, especially at like a post-Radiant Flames board if I can stick a Planeswalker. But there's no guarantee that I can. Now what? Oh, God. Well, better than... So, Rending Volley, it's worth noting, cannot kill this once it flips. So, that is something to keep in mind, because it becomes a red creature once it's flipped. We're going to leave red up, obviously. We're going to play... You know, we can probably attack here. Like, do we think he's going to trade? I don't really think he's going to trade. I'm going to go ahead and attack here. If he's happy trading with either of those cards, we feel pretty good about it. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to. Worth a shot, though. I mean, we're going to play a big monster anyway, so... Except we need red mana to do it. There we go. So we'll play our Thunder Break. We have Rending Volley ready to go, should it be a necessary thing. I'm not sure it will be, but probably will be. We may not even use it till our turn, because that's usually when Town Gossip Monger transforms. Yeah, like, actually, Sarkhan on this board right now would be pretty good, being able to play him, make a dragon, and just start drawing cards. Like, it's not going to be easy for our opponent, unless he has more Thalia's Lieutenants, to punch through our board. Okay, Silk Wrap. That doesn't concern me a great deal, so thank you. So we also don't want to Rending Volley this, because in response he can make it survive. So, yeah. Are you going to attack with something? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. All right. I think we Oath, because we then still have mana up for both of these spells. So we're going to go ahead and use our Oath. Of Nissa, I should say. In case you're listening and not watching, I guess, because I do have 3 Oaths in the deck, so. All right. Land. Oh man, both of those would have been nice, but I'll survive. So we're gonna attack here. Bam. All right, we got our opponent all the way down to 11, which is pretty good. And then I'm going to play Thunderbreak Regent number 2. Probably should have played it first, I guess, on the off chance our opponent had removal or whatever, because then at least he would have taken 6. And we'll play this Fumarole because it could help us win the game. And I think in response to him doing this, oh, he's going to do something. No, he's just cracking his clue. I think in response to him using his Gossip Monger, we just Rending Volley it because it is kind of scary. Yeah. Bam. We can't block it effectively, so I don't want to see it. All right. Now all you have is a 1/1. You do have 3 cards in your hand, but I have a pretty scary board. Okay. Gets you a land. Stop drawing cards, dude. You don't need to be doing that. This deck doesn't usually run tricks. Does it ever? I think I block. Can you, like, flash a creature into play? No. No, I think we block. Oh, God, I was wrong about something. Seems like a strange attack to me. Yeah. I was like, I know this deck list fairly well. I'm not sure why he attacked there, but it worked out for us. All right. 1 out of 3 against the Tier 1 deck again with our silly Super Friends deck. Feels pretty good. Don't think we change anything. Radiant Flames definitely pulled its weight. There's probably something to be said for cutting some of these because our Radiant Flames is, when you have 4 of them, get pretty bad. But we just don't have any. I mean, we could bring in like Roast, but I'd just rather have what we have going on. I mean, these guys can at least trade early, and they can help me ramp into turn 3 Thunder Breaks and Arlen Chords and Sarkhan Unbrokens and stuff. Or 4 for him, obviously. But all right, on to the next one. So I was right. Thunderbreak Regent led us to victory, and Radiant Flames was key in us winning the game. I think this is a keeper. It's not as fast as our others, but at least we have Radiant Flames. So hopefully we can cast it on turn 3 and like wipe his board. That's what I'm hoping for here. Ooh, okay. So we're going to play this first because we want to be able to Oath of Nissa next turn. Okay, good. A tap land is good news. That means he's starting a little bit slow. So now we're going to use our Oath of Nissa. Also means we can play our Arlen Chord a little more easily once we do, and Jace, for that matter. Do I take another land, or do I take a Leaf Gilder? If I take Leaf Gilder, I can play it next turn, but it's going to die to Radiant Flames eventually, so I think I just go for the land. And then we just play it since we've revealed it to our opponent. There you go. There it is. So we're not going to be able to Radiant Flames on turn 3, but we're probably also not going to want to. So that's worth noting. Now, this could potentially get big enough to survive Radiant Flames. Oh, hey, another Oath of Nissa. I'm cool with that. Oath of Nissa. Let me get rid of that one. Cinderglade. All right, well, now we play Cinderglade. And we hope he doesn't play enough things here that Thalia's Lieutenant gets too big. This might get too big, but I'm hoping he if he plays at least 2 creatures here and Radiant Flame still kills most of his creatures, that's probably what we do next turn, because then we can stick Arlen Chord and just start blocking and bolting and all of that nonsense. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we keep hitting our lands that come into play tapped, but what are you going to do? So he may not commit as much to the board because he knows Radiant Flames could be in my hand. Yeah, he's not going to. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I have 2 of them now, so that makes me a little more willing to just fire one off right this second, especially because we can't do anything else because of all the tapped mana we have. So I think we just go for it. We go green, blue. Oh, no. We go green, red, blue, and we say Radiant Flames. Get a 2-for-1. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, negate. That makes sense. Okay. All right. That's cool with me. Yeah, didn't actually pay attention to the fact that he had blue mana in play. Probably should have. Do we have 2-card instants? No, we don't. So we're just going to take 3 again. Does our opponent just have negates? Like a handful of negates? That'll work. That'll definitely get the job done against us. Luckily we have Radiant Flames, so we can at least... Okay, now we have double Fiery Impulse. So the first one... Okay, that's pretty good. I think we just pass the turn and then fire off double Fiery Impulse at the end of his turn. If he can't do anything... I mean, maybe there's something to be said for Fiery Impulsing now, because maybe then he casts Negate and doesn't draw a card. Yeah, let's just Fiery Impulse this Nissa, this Thalia's Lieutenant. Let's do it. So our opponent is not off to a good start, which gives us a real chance to win this match, I think, especially with what we have going on in our hand. We do have to draw his Negates out before we can try to Radiant Flames again. But if we blow up Thalia's Lieutenant, there's less of a chance that it gets too big. And he doesn't really want to be casting Negate on a Fiery Impulse there, I don't think. So now our Fiery Impulse can do 3. So that's worth thinking about. So he's going to draw a card here, I'm sure, with his Clue. You know, I probably should have played Arlen Chord and then Fire. I was a little worried he had Negate was my problem. So I did not choose to do that. I'm going to let this hit me for 2, and then if he does nothing else, I cast Radiant Flames, and then I try to play Arlen Chord and start making wolves and so forth. So See what our opponent does. So we're just going to let this hit me, like I said. What else you got? Is there something I'd rather Radiant Flames? Might even be better to just play Jace if he doesn't do anything. So we're going to use Fiery... What just happened? Oh, I tapped for blue, didn't I? That's what happened. Fiery Impulse this guy. All right. So now is when we find out if we have counter magic. That's part of the reason I kind of want to cast Jace first. Because Arlen can actually win us the game. Oh God, how did I not add any blue there? That's bad. Oh, we don't have to. I'm just wasting time. We have Oath of Nissa in play. No one cares. So now we do... It is weird, sort of weird about it. So we're going to play Jace, see if he sticks. No, negate. Okay, so I was correct. Our opponent has negate in his hand, and he might have even more of them, and that's why he's kept such a hand that is struggling otherwise, really, other than being able to negate all of our stuff, which has worked for him, so... Okay. Okay, I like that. I think I play Sarkhan first. Now that our opponent's tapped out. We put a dragon into play. So what is this? That's a good question. Could it be like a Stratus Dancer? Could you decide to win in? I can't recall that this deck runs morphs. I just don't. Mono white humans with morphs. Blue white. Could be Dragon Slayer or whatever. That probably is what it is. And that'll be pretty good for him. He'll be able to kill my dragon and then kill my Sarkhan this turn. So that's not awesome for us, I have to say, if that's what this is. Hidden Dragon Slayer, that's what it is. That'd be such a flavor win, too. That's definitely what it is. I can feel it. Yeah. Yeah. It's goodbye, Sarkhan. You did something, I guess. So at least Arlen Cord. With Arlen Cord, I can make a wolf that can protect her. And it can actually trade with this guy. And then I can bolt it, this guy, if I need to. Wow, we just have all the Radiant Flames, which is good. Against this deck, for sure. But we have to be careful. We're not at very much life. So we're going to play Arlen here. We're going to put a wolf creature token into play, and she flips. We're going to end our turn. Yeah, if I'd thought about what it could be, I don't even know if I don't know if most decks have that in the sideboard. They might. It's good against us for sure. All of our non-mana dorks are killed by Hidden Dragon Slayers. So Silk Wrap, don't play Silk Wrap. Don't do it. Don't play a Silk Wrap here. Okay, good. Silk Wrap would have been bad for us. Arlen would be dead. I mean, we still have double Radiant Flames in our hand, so it wouldn't be the end of the world, certainly, but... Oh, Silk Wrap. Okay, Arlen. Well, you tried. You tried, man. Whoa, man. Okay. Our poor Planeswalkers. Okay. I guess I take this now and play it. Except now I do have to, it does matter what kind of mana I tap, so let's do this the right way. Play Thunderbreak. This game, with the number of Radiant Flames I've drawn, you'd think I'd be able to win it, but our opponent has navigated it well. I mean, he's at 26, so, yeah, we have Delirium if we ever draw our Mana Dork. Always watching, okay. Sure. So I think we just take 6 here, which is admittedly risky. Actually, I would block Thraben Inspector. What am I talking about? I would not block Hidden Dragon Slayer. He would have slayed 2 dragons if I let that happen, so... Oh, he's swinging with both. Ballsy, okay. Well, I'm going to block this. I would love to draw Oath of Chandra or something like that so I can kill this without having to use up a Radiant Flames. That would be pretty good. I think we probably play Oath of Jace and then figure out what we want to do from there. Oh, wow. Well, I'm drawing like a beast. I'm not going to lie to you. Although, it may still be better to just play Radiant Flames right now because of the board state. Like, yeah, if I play Oath of Chandra and swing, he can then still hit me for 2, though. Potentially more, depending on what he has in his hand. I think we play Oath of Jace first. And then figure out what we want to do here. It's probably going to end up being better to play Radiant Flames, red, blue, green. Okay, making sure I can still do 3 with it. So we're going to play Oath of Jace. Ooh. Okay. Well, I think we lose both of these lands. So I think I just use Oath of Chandra and then don't swing. I think that's my plan now. We want to draw out all the cards in his hand, let him use his clues, and then... What's happening here? There we go. And then, be able to get ahead with our dragons and our Radiant Flame, blow up his board with Radiant Flames when we can, and etc. So I think making him commit more to the board is what we want to be doing here. It's at 30, and we're at 5, but... We could get there. We have all of our oaths in play. That looks pretty. If ever we draw another Planeswalker, we've gotten 2 of them killed, and we sided... No, 3 of them killed. We discarded 1, I guess. But it is worth, our 2-mana, 2/1 guy has Death Touch now when we draw him, so we have that going for us. Too bad you can't have 2 Oath of Chandras in play. Ooh. Okay, all right. I can still take that down. I'm going to have to use Oath of Chandra plus Radiant Flames to do it, but I can do it. And I probably should. Yeah, I should. Okay. All right. Oath of Chandra. Do 3. Red, green, blue. Oop. Blue, I said. Then we go Radiant Flames. Gets rid of the Archangel. Now we can start swinging. All right, let's do this. Problem is, he still has 3 cards in his hand and 2 clues in play, neither of which are things that I'm especially excited about. Got him below 30, though. We need a Planeswalker. We need to draw one in one of these situations. Oh, God, is he going to play another one? No, it's just a morph. Just a morph that can kill my guy easily. For very efficient cost. No big deal. Do I just cast Radiant Flames again? I think it might be the plan, unfortunately. I think it is the plan. I think we go Radiant Flames just to kill this one guy because we know it's a Hidden Dragon Slayer and we can't really survive that at this point. So yeah, we're going to go Radiant Flames. We've cast 3 of them, and we're still not, I mean, I'd still say we're not the favorites to win this game. Play our Gilder, and our turn. If we could draw a Planeswalker on one of these turns, we could use it to help us get us ahead, but... Oh God, are you out of gas? No way. No way! He is out of gas. Wow. I'm going to play my Thunderbreak, my second Thunderbreak. Is this hand just all lands? I mean, you have clues. You got to have something else in your hand. I guess now's when we find out. You can't have a handful of land. There's no way. Should have played my Thunderbreak first. That's the second time I've done that. If you're going to be attacking Or doing anything on your turn with one of your Thunderbreak Regents, you may as well play your second one so your opponent takes 6 if they bounce it. All right. Now we're going to play a second one. I can't understand what's in his hand. Is it like all Silk Wraps? I don't know. Probably should have sided some of those out against me. Could have a counterspell for that, although we've mostly been seeing negates. We have Oath of Chandra to deal with another creature, at least. We do have that. And a Planeswalker would really up our how much damage we can do, especially if it's Arlen Court or Sarkhan, because it would do 2 damage to our opponent on top of other stuff. Okay, what's he doing? Something I'm not going to like. Wait a second. What? What just happened here? Oh, Ojutai's command. Didn't see it. Okay. Yeah, so that was bad, but we're going to go ahead and Oath of Chandra this guy too. We can't really afford this nonsense, so... Yeah, if he hadn't cast that, we'd be in so much better shape. Very strange to see one of these decks leaving 4 mana up. I think he gets ahead of us now. I think that Ojutai's command basically seals that deal for him. We do have our lands who can block. Like, this is a 1/4, so I can still... Depends how many creatures he plays this turn. It'll determine whether or not I can attack. Well, it looks like I can attack, I think. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to attack with my 4/4. I'm going to hold on to the card in my hand. Oh no. Stasis Snare. I've been wondering where that card was. Yeah, it's very good against Thunderbreak. Alright. Okay. We're getting like out-controlled here. We do get to drop him to 13. Alright. Well, we're going to try to block this thing with Wandering Fumarole. That's our plan right now. So we've gone from having like a good aggressive plan to... I guess I'm blocking with Wandering Fumarole. We still have 1 Radiant Flames left in our library. So that is something. We have 1 Fiery Impulse, and we have both Rending Volleys still. So we're not out of bullets here just yet. Okay. Unfortunately, all we can do here is just block it. So, not the most exciting. But it keeps us from getting killed by it, or taking damage from it for this turn, so we may as well do it. Again, a Planeswalker would be nice. Ugh. Okay. Well, I think we're probably dead now. We played our control game there, but our opponent clearly sided out some stuff to make his deck more controlling, which is smart for this deck when you see like Radiant Flames everywhere. Bringing in Ojutai's command and the negates has really been bad for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can only animate one of them. Although, what do you do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's still not enough. Wow, he didn't attack. I haven't that scared of my fetch lands, my man lands rather, creature lands, gender neutral, my gender neutral lands. Ooh, so this deck is interesting. It's like mono white humans, but mid range, I guess. Yeah, I think we're dead now though. That is not good. You're a little late, I think, Arlen. A little bit too late. If I'd drawn a Planeswalker on one of those turns after I'd wiped his board, it would have been great. But, we'll play this out, but I think we're toast. We'll play this Forest, too, so we can at least animate a land if we need to. We'll cast this. We do get to do 2 to him. It's not really going to matter, though. So we'll get a Wolf. Oh, we're just dead to Dragon Lord Ojutai. I don't know what I'm thinking. So yeah, we'll just scoop. All right. Well, again, we put up a fight. Our deck, didn't just roll over and die to a tier 1 deck. And in fact, those games I think were all 3 better than they were against green-white tokens, which surprises me. Although I guess game 1 we just got crushed, didn't we? But we are 0-2. But it's you at least have a moral victory when you do it with a budget deck. But our opponent's deck is not really the mainstream mono white humans deck at all either. It's an interesting take on it. He made his sideboard in stuff like Dragon Lord Ojutai against decks that are like killing him with Radiant Flames, but I'm not sure. So, all right, I think it's a good thing I didn't show him Radiant Flames in game 1. Otherwise, we may not have even won game 2. He didn't see it till game 2. So yeah. All right, I'll see you guys in the next match. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.